G'day and welcome to this episode of Cuppa with Corlette. I've just made a cup of tea, so thanks for joining me today. Sit back and relax and we'll get straight into it with the week that was. Right, this week Denise and Tyler came over on Easter Sunday for lunch, so we just had an easy one this year. I bought a roast chicken from Woolies and we had that with some elbow pasta salad, and for dessert I made jelly in the shape of eggs with deviled chicks inside them. They were saying on the news, due to the price of petrol, if you could take public transport, that you should. So I thought, right, I'll take the bus into the plaza because I needed to pick up some crab claws for dinner. I looked up the timetable the night before, so it was number 14 at 9:15 directly to the plaza, and I got to the stop at 9:13, so 2 minutes early, and at 9:14 a bus arrived. Now, I should have checked the number, I know, but the door was open and the woman behind me said, is this the one? And I said, yeah, I think it is, and we both got on. I sat down, got my bag sorted, and then I looked out the window and we were on the freeway in the opposite direction to the plaza. So I went up to the driver trying to hold on while we were doing 100 kilometres an hour. And I asked politely, I said, look, I've gotten the wrong bus. Could you please let me off? And he said, sorry, love, I can't drop you off on the freeway. So he said, the next stop is Coolangatta. So I just had to go back and sit down. Now, across the aisle from me was a man, he had at least about 3 teeth, like not in a row, just 3 distributed. And he smelled like a situation had developed that morning that had not fully been investigated, let alone resolved. And he kept looking at me. And then he gets up and then he says to me, I need you to hold this for me. And he gives me a AAA battery. As soon as I got to Coolangatta, I got the first bus back home and didn't even end up going to the plaza. And we just had results. Now, I've been reading my Wellbeing magazine this week and it had an article about cold water therapy. Apparently it's good for inflammation and circulation, mental clarity, everything. And next to it was an advertisement for a TheraGun. These are massage guns that professional athletes use for muscle recovery. And I've been having trouble with my shoulder and I thought, that's exactly what I need. So I looked up the price of the TheraGun and the price of a cold plunge ball. And I thought, you know what? We've got a Karcher. Now, for those that are unfamiliar, a Karcher is a high-pressure hose and we use it to clean the driveway. It has a compressor and different pressure settings. I thought it could feed 2 birds with 1 stone. At 1 o'clock in the morning, because that's when the temperature drops here at Tweed Heads to its minimum, I got Des up and took him into the garden and asked him to aim the Karcher at my shoulder. Des said, Corlette, it's 1 in the morning. And I said, Des, that's when the temperature is at its lowest. Now, for the first 30 seconds, I'll be honest, it was quite intense. But then I breathed into it, and after about 20 minutes, I started to feel great. So, but the neighbours at the side have mentioned that the compressor noise woke them up, so we might need to wait until winter properly kicks in before we do it again. Now, something happened this week that I want to talk about, and I want to be careful about how I talk about it, because I'm not one for gossip, and what I'm about to tell you is not gossip. It's just an account of events that I personally witnessed, okay? I was at the shops and I spotted someone I know. I won't say her name, I'll call her Morag. Morag was outside a shop with a man I did not recognise. Now, there has been a rumour, and I want to stress I don't traffic rumours, I'm just simply aware of them, okay? There has been a rumour that Morag has been conducting herself in a way that her husband is not aware of. And I looked at this man and I thought, that's not Morag's husband.
Oh my God.
Now, Morag hadn't seen me at this stage, but I needed to get a better look. So I was standing outside Supercheap Auto and there was a display stand in the doorway. So I hid behind the display stand to get a clearer look at the man's face. But I got the sense that Morag then saw my side profile. So I just grabbed a bottle of brake fluid and I waited inside for about 50 minutes because I wanted to be confident that they had moved on. I now know where everything is. I can tell you where the floor mats are, where the towing equipment is, where they keep the various fluids. I spent 20 minutes in the accessory aisle and I ended up buying some Alpine Meadow air fresheners for the car. So my rash is cleared up. I want that on the record. It's completely cleared up. So whatever Galen has told people, and she has told people, it has cleared up. So that's the week there was. What would Corlette do? So this letter has come in from Lauren, 52 from Queensland. Corlette, my personal trainer keeps saying we're almost there, and we are never almost there. I've developed trust issues that have now spread into other areas of my life. I don't believe anyone anymore, Corlette. What do I do? Now, I know this feeling, Lauren, not from a personal trainer's perspective, but from Tracy at Aqua Groovers. He tells us we're nearly at the cool down section for what I can only describe as an optimistic interpretation of time. Last Wednesday, she said, we're nearly there before we had even begun. So I understand the trust issues. So here's what you need to do. So the next session, you wait. You let it build. Everyone's suffering. Nobody's saying anything. And the trainer's walking around. And then he or she says it. Almost there. And then, Lauren, you stop. You put down whatever you're holding, the weight, the band, the battle rope. You put it down, you turn to face the room, and you say at full volume, stop lying to us. Lauren, you be the one, okay? You're almost there, Lauren. Well done. Spin it with Corlette. Now, what has the world got in store for us today? Okay, read out your last 10 YouTube searches. Oh, okay. I'll just need to go grab the laptop. I'll be back in a jiffy. Right, okay, I think I know how to do this. What have we got? Okay, we've got a search that says compost reduction as biofuel source. Next one, do possums in Australia remember who you are if you are nice to them? Sand in car after beach, how to get it all out properly, not just the top layer. Can dogs tell if you're faking that you like someone they know? Why does my back hurt only when I stand still? How to open packet quietly during movie? Best way to sit down when you have already committed to standing? Can you iron clothes while wearing them? How to walk confidently on uneven ground? Why does everything in the house look slightly different after a day nap? Is this normal? Sitting in massage chair at shopping centre without paying, is this rude? Is it better to keep moving or stand completely still if you need to pass wind in public? And the last one, why does the bakery section feel like a different country? So there you go. That was my latest YouTube searches. Truth or tall tale? Right, truth or tall tale time. So I tell you a short story and you decide if it's true or not. So you write in and let me know at cuppawithcorlette@gmail.com. Here we go. So I was actually on TV. So it was 1967. I was 9 years old. There was a children's program on the ABC about how things are made in the local area. So like bread, butter, cheese, that sort of thing. And they took us to a cheese factory. Now, my mother had pressed my good dress the night before. She put rollers in my hair and I had the rolls in all night. And we got to the factory the next day and a man in a white coat explained how the cheese was made and we all stood around looking interested and they filmed us. So the episode went to air 3 weeks later and you could see a bit of my dress behind the milk vat, but that's as much as you could see, unfortunately. So technically I was on television, but And for 1967, that was really special. So there you go. Was that a true story or was that a tall tale? Corlette's Tinkly Bits. As you know, I've been experimenting with ASMR, which is where I play sounds and it gives you a tingly, relaxed feeling in your brain. So I've collected some more sounds again this week. So sit back or lie down, take a few deep breaths and enjoy the process. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for joining me this week. I really enjoyed your company. And until next time, bye for now. Oh, thanks for bringing in the laundry, Des. Yeah, it looks like it's going to rain, doesn't it? Why are my legs so stiff? Might have a bath tonight. Use some Epsom salts. Yeah, I heard. It's a rip-off, isn't it? If you're going to watch Four Corners, I might just go into the other room.